Mehserle got emotional, and I believe that it was mostly planned. I do know, being that I have a family in law, that they do go over cases with their clients, and they do practice what they're going to say when they get on the stand. I noticed that he was crying, but I also know that there was no tears. As soon as the court emptied out a little bit, when they actually excused all of us, the court emptied out and he stopped crying, like on cue. So I don't believe it for 1 second. I know he's probably really afraid for his life, but I doubt that he feels any remorse about what happened.
Mehserle went through a real theatrical sob story where he couldn't control his sobbing and he couldn't control himself. I mean, it was real theatrical. And why I say it was real theatrical, because he did this with his defense attorney, but yet when he was getting hammered, he was actually losing with the prosecutor, he didn't have that same emotion.
Initially, while he was crying, Oscar Grant's mother was very upset by it. She was visibly shaken. I had to even reach out and touch her to make sure that she was okay. She got up and walked out of the courtroom. And shortly thereafter, a young man by the name of Tim, who came down here from Oakland to support the Oscar Grant trial, stood up and said, "You can save your tears, dude," because really nobody was buying it. It was obvious inside the courtroom. Everybody in the audience was moving and shifting, and they were very upset that this man was sitting there crying after he murdered someone when our family is here and that's the one who got murdered. You know, how dare you cry at us and ask for sympathy? Oscar Grant said, "Get off my face," and he needed sympathy. Nobody would get off of his face, and then they shot him.
Many of the people that are supporters of the Grant family and friends, we see it as real theatrical, and it was timed very well. And you know, he did that for sympathy due to the fact that I would say mostly because of the testimony of Jack Bryson Jr. in particular, which, you know, had a lot to do with describing the abuse that they were encountering at the hands of the BART police officers, including Johannes Mehserle.
It just seemed like he was trying to hammer home that he was a victim here, that it was an accident. And I don't believe that shooting someone in the back after you've been trained over years and years, or actually months and months of training, shooting someone in the back is an accident.
Key thing that I thought was very important about today that probably won't make the news is that as of today, 4 young black males under the age of 40 have been kicked out of the Mehserle courtroom for whatever reason, you know. But 4 black males, there's about 3 of us remaining, but it seems like there's an orchestrated effort to keep this away from the black community, whether it's moving into Los Angeles, whether it's not putting any black people on the jury, or whether it's keeping young black males who see themselves in Oscar Grant, keeping them out of the courtroom to observe the orchestrated cover-up that's going on and is being called the Johannes Mehserle murder case. And the outburst basically was, "You can save them tears, dude." And, you know, because everybody knew Mehserle was lying. It was apparent to the spectators and should have been apparent to the jury.